Hey everybody, it's Alex, and I have a little tutorial to share with you guys today. I had been asked how I made these different bead sprays, or if I had a tutorial on how to do them. And I mentioned before that there are videos on YouTube that shows a few different ways to do it, and I kind of got the idea, but then did it my own way that I thought I would get more use out of them. So let me show you. It's nothing fancy. You don't need anything crazy, no crazy tools, nothing. So the first thing you need is some wire. Both of these, well, this one it was actually from the Goodwill, but it is floral wire from the floral section. And this one is 26 gauge. See, it says right there 26 gauge, and that is what you like because it's still sturdy, but it's still skinny enough to go through most, a majority of the beads, through the hole. And this is silver floral wire, which is 26 gauge. Now, you can go to the jewelry section, and unless it says that it's a sterling silver coating, it's the same exact wire, it just costs more. So if you go to the floral section, you'll find just like this, but grab the 26 gauge, and it's $1.99. So you need some different wire. I also have these that I got from Walmart a long time ago, and it's this wire with a colored coating over top. So that's how I made this one. So that's it. I mean, just some little different, some wire. So you need that, and then of course you need some kind of beads. You can use regular pearl beads. I use these from Dollar Tree, the little heart beads, just little plastic beads. And then if you have your Tim Holtz scissors, those will work to cut the wire. These little cheapy ones from Dollar Tree will work, or if you have jewelry wire cutters or any kind of snips in your kitchen, you know, just I wouldn't use your regular scissors, so you might ruin them. It's not too hard to cut, but you don't want to ruin your scissors. So all I do is I have my beads, and I have some wire, and I roll it out 3 times. I just roll it out. See, because it's rolled up like this, and I just roll it out 3 times. Then I guess it just depends on how long you want it. Then here's the little Dollar Tree. See, it's real easy to cut. And then what I do is I take it and I bend it in half. Try to make the ends meet, make them even. See, bend it in half. I might be a little too close. I don't have my tripod up enough. So you can try with different size beads. These are some beads from the flea market. Smaller and larger. But we'll try a smaller one. The other beads I used were a little big. So you just take them and you stick one on, and you bring it all the way down to that little center crease. And you'll always have, now that you have that you brought that bead down there in the middle, one of the strands will look a little bit longer than the other, even when you start to twist. So don't freak out if that happens. That's just what it does. So I hold the bead, and then I take these two, and I really close to the bead, I just start to twist, and the wires might get caught in the camera. Here we go. I just start to twist. See how it looks like that? Then you only twist it a few times, unless you want huge spaces in between. So you can do different kinds. We could alternate. You put that on there. Then you do it again. You bring them together really close. I usually just go like this. Tuck it up really closely there, and then twist it a few times, and I try to make this little twist even as that one. So then I just grab another bead, thread it on, you fold these, oops, sorry, you fold these, make it really close because it holds the bead in place from being all floppy and stuff. I put it really close, and then I start to twist. See that one? That's a little long, so we can go back. I think one. Yeah, that looked good. I'm gonna, hold on, just make that a little tighter. And then unravel the bottom, that bottom layer, so it looks even. There you go. Then we'll see, when I started playing with it, I was like, and you just like, I don't know, trial and error. You have to see what works and what doesn't. And I noticed that I didn't like the bigger wire spaces between, and I noticed that I had to get pretty close, like I was telling you, get real snug in there so that the beads, you know, stays nice and in place. And see, I got those pretty good. They're not too much, like one's not too much longer than the other. But one will be, so just don't think you're doing it wrong. So put another bead on, and then I wrap them around, get it real close to the bead, and then start twisting. And I'm just looking at it, see if it's kind of similar in size to the other pieces. Okay, so there's like a little short one. You could make them longer. I wouldn't add any more, so that if you wanted to glue it behind something, you have a little bit of wire left to work with. So that is all you do. And for these here that have like the tilted, I guess, ones, let me see if I could, I didn't try it with like a regular circular bead. I just tried it with that heart shaped. I thought that those hearts made a good candidate for that because of the way they were shaped. So I haven't tried it this way, so we'll see. So again, you fold it in half. You make these kind of similar in length. You thread one bead on, and then make it really close, and you twist. The bigger the bead is, the easier it is to like hold in your fingers, easier it is to work with. But it just depends on the size of bead you want for your project. So anyways, the heart bead I had put on, and it's just the way you kind of manipulate the wire. See, I would go up, and then I would wrap it behind it. You see that? Instead of threading the bead on and keeping it in place and just wrapping the wire, I turned the wire upward. You see how it made it go sideways? And since it's wire, you can play with it. And look, see, now that one's a lot shorter. But I'll show you another one. Let me see, which one does it go on? Okay, so it's gonna be the same direction, but I'm just gonna show you. So instead of like threading it on and twisting it like this, you would thread it on and tilt it upwards and bring this wire behind it, see? And then once you got like a little tilt, that's when you would start twisting, and that makes the beads point in a different direction. See? So that is that for the little bead sprays. They're a lot easier than you think they are. So then I was playing around with making these pearl sprays, and all this is if you have what is this? Beading, like, I don't even know what you would call it. Beading, not wire, not cord, but it looks like fishing line. If you have it in your jewelry making supplies, it's a thicker one. I just have thicker. I bought fishing line, and this is all of its like information. I don't know, like, if it's thicker because it can hold, like, obviously it's thicker because it can hold a heavier fish, but I don't really know what all of their information means. But I just felt it, and I did a lot of like looking at the store at their bead sprays, and I felt theirs, and I don't know, I just memorized it sort of, and went to the store and I'm like, okay, I remember it feeling that way. So with this stuff, it's pretty easy. You just have your piece of wire, or not wire, fishing line. You have your fishing line, and then I noticed that I use two different sizes of the beads. I use this bigger one, and this was the first ones I made, so they're kind of messy, but the bigger one like flops down, and this smaller one kind of stays where it is, you know. So the lighter beads work well. Oops, I just threw my piece of... So you would take your cord. Oh, this is not good on that. Hold on. I wasn't planning on doing this one, but... So you take your piece of wire, and I was using this tacky glue only because it's super duper tacky, so it'll help the bead stay right where it is, right where I put it, instead of having to wait a little while for it to dry. I lost my toothpick. Oh well, I'll use an end of a clothespin. But anyways, so I used some of this tacky glue, and I'm sure like glossy accents would work, but you just have to sit and hold it forever. So you would start at the end of your, like, whatever is going to be the end, because if you put it in the middle, you can't put any more beads past it. You see what I'm saying? So I just put some tacky stuff on there, and you put this, I think it's a bigger bead. It is. You could even do it with these. Maybe trying to do this in the camera. So you would stick it on there and then come back to this side. Like, so that's going to be my end. So if I tried to stick any more on, of course it's not going to go past that. So my next one, I just take a little bit of this. This stuff is so like goopy, but it helps it stay like right in place. So you put a little bit more. I noticed that I spaced them out too far the first time, and I didn't like the look of it. So I put some on there, and this wire is a pain in the tush to like hold on to. And you can, oops, I'm off frame. You thread it on there, and it'll get stuck right in the glue. You see? And then you can keep going around until you get to the end, and then you'll have, if you do a bunch of them and put them in like a little bunch, kind of like they sell them at the store, you'll have those little loopy little bead sprays. See, this one I did them too far apart, and I had a big glob of glue right there. But so that's that one. It's just some fishing lines, some beads, and some glue. You keep going around and you'll have a pretty little spray. You can cut them off and have them sticking out of flowers. You can leave them long and have them roped around, sticking out of flowers or lace or whatever. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. I hope I explained myself, you know, properly. And so, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.